How's it going? Welcome back. Here we are again at Librophiliac Knits. I'm Kat, your host, coming to you from St. Paul, Minnesota, where I live with two of my three children, my partner, my two dogs, my two cats, and so much wool. I am here to talk to you today about what I've been up to over the month of July. It was Tour de Fleece, which directly coincides with Tour de France, and I participated a little extra this year. Well, no, at all this year, which is new for me. I had a great time doing it. You'll see it's not over yet. My spinning wheels are both at work, and yeah, let's get into it. One more little sip of coffee in my favorite naughty mug. Oh, that'll be better. So what can I say? I have had a banner year for spinning. I didn't have plans in place per se. I've got the whole thing in my lap right now, but I didn't know exactly what I was gonna do. I just figured that it was a good year to participate. I met some friends on my Discord chat who started another Discord for a local Tour de France, Tour de Fleece team. You know, because that's the thing that happens sometimes. The deal with Tour de Fleece is that we are supposed to be spinning, you know, we're pedaling on our little spinning wheels while the bicyclists are pedaling on their bikes for Tour de France. And I did not closely watch which days I was supposed to be spinning and which days were rest days. I just tried to spin every day, and gave myself a little grace for the long weekend vacation that my family took together. We were away. I didn't try to bring any spinning. I didn't even want to think about trying to get anything precious on the plane. And I didn't have what I have now, which are some sturdier drop spindles that would have traveled well. So that was okay. I mean, we had a great time. The family went to San Diego, had a look around the place, met up with some friends, and saw the zoo and the beach, ate some good food, had a wonderful time. So to start the Tour de Fleece, I had a giant bobbin full of like a single that I spun last year. And my first mission was to clear that spindle, bobbin, whatever. Mostly because I had been staring at this wool and not knowing what to do with it, and I finally realized that I had a simple solution. So here, let me show you. I years ago bought and then caked up this big fat white yarn. And I don't have any specs on it anymore. It's farm yarn. I probably purchased it from our Shepherd's Harvest Festival, and I don't have enough of it to make a sweater. But I had this big fat bobbin full of wool, so I just decided to chain ply that sucker, and now I have more wool. It's not exactly the same, and I'm not that concerned about it. You know, here, let's see. Here's the comparison. I mean, color and yarn weight look about the same. This is a 2-ply, and this is a 3-ply. Well, since it's a chain ply, it looks like a 3-ply. But I think that they will go well together, and it gives me enough quantity to make something a little bigger if I was in the mood for a chunky white sweater, which I totally am. I also have an amazing blue color that would be great for color work. I might finally get around to making the rug sweater by Junko Okamoto with it. Something that I had been thinking about making for many years. I also spun up this with some of my mystery wool. This one is also a 3-ply. Let's see if we can. So I just plied it onto the giant bobbin so that it would be about the same consistency. As you can see, it's a little bit more thick thin. There's definitely some vegetable matter in there. Sometimes the fluff got away from me, but you know, again, it's not quite as consistent, but I think it would, in a pinch, if I need a little bit more, I think it'll work. So it's good to have. And I mean, just look at the size of these things. It's like, I feel like one of those Fisher people hanging it for my picture. And then when I was done with that, I picked out a braid. I will insert a photo. This is All the Forbidden Fruit by Heavenly Knit Shay, who is an amazing woman who I got to listen to in an online, what would you call it, lecture? Chit chat? Years ago, with the help of the Knitting Expat, Marcelin of HeyBrownBerry, and is Babbles Traveling Yarns. I am blanking on the name of the actual woman, but she is a lovely Irish knitter, spinner, weaver, whose podcast I was really appreciating over the pandemic. She sort of stepped away from recording after having a child last year, and she's sort of been coming back, but I haven't seen her as much, and so her name has just flown right out of my brain. But anyway, they were doing sort of a fun participatory gathering called Fluff to Stuff in 2021 that I participated, that I was a part of, and I got to hear the talk of Heavenly Knit Shay, and she, besides making and selling wool braids for spinning, she also collects and repairs spinning wheels. And so she kind of walked us through a whole tour of her flock of wheels. It was really great. I really enjoyed it. And at the end of it, she gave us a little like discount on buying her stuff. And so I purchased this braid, and this is the tag for it. This is not the braid that I purchased. This is what I have spun with the wool, but it was hot pink with some brown in it. And I decided, once again, I'm working on my 3-plies apparently. Aren't I? Maybe not. No, this might be a 2-ply. I've already forgotten. This is why you're supposed to take notes. No, it's 3-ply because it was 2 plies of the pink braid and then 1 ply of some more of my mystery wool. So it's a 2-to-1 pink, pink, white situation. And it is giving me serious Neapolitan ice cream vibes in the spots where the pink, the brown, and the white all come together at the same time. And then at the very end, when I was running out of stuff, I just 2-plied the rest. I wasn't too concerned. I just wanted to use it all up because it's so great. this turned out different and better than I was expecting. The hot pink was sort of so intense I didn't know what I would do with it, but you know, attenuating the fibers often also sort of attenuates the color and makes it more muted in a way that so far I've really been enjoying. At some point I imagine that there will be a time when I'm frustrated that like I want it to be that bright color, and then when you pull the fibers apart and the color gets more muted, I will be disappointed. But so far that hasn't happened to me, which I am very happy about. But anyway, this was my next finished yarn for Tour de Fleece, which I was very proud of. It is 63% Rambouillet. Oh, most of the white, it wasn't mystery fiber. It was actually also Rambouillet for almost all of the white as well. And then 33% pearl fiber, just in the pink. So that was really cool. And then next, and you might remember some of these from my, well, you might remember this one from, I was so excited about it, from the Shepherd's Harvest Festival this year. A couple episodes back, I did sort of a haul video of what I had purchased, and this was one of the things, and I couldn't figure out anything to cut it with to make it longer. Like I wanted as much of this as possible, but it's just so pretty I don't want to mess with it. So I made a 2-ply. I haven't washed any of these yet, so things might change a little bit. If anything changes significantly, I will bring it back on. But this is Coopworth fiber with silk noil, and the colorway was Leopard Frog, and I don't remember the name of the farmer I purchased it from, but they had lots of great colors, and I really enjoyed working with the fiber. And I love the color. Let me get even closer. Let's see. Ignore the fingernails. They're awesome, but they're distracting. Trying to be a little bit better about giving you some time to look at it, because sometimes you just get a little like embarrassed about pausing to let you look. But then when I'm watching YouTube videos, I get frustrated that they don't give us more time to look at things. So I'm trying to be better. And then this is my wackiest yarn. It's, let's see, it's a little art yarny, and I am here for it. I wasn't trying too hard to be consistent. I just wanted to play. This was one of the bats that I made with all of my wool when I went to the Weavers Guild and used their drum carder. It has 2 different colors of brown wool. One of them is Katahdin, and the other one might be Shetland. A white, and then also some Angora. And yeah, I let it spin very thick, thin. And then when I was plying, I actually used up anything that I had extra laying around, including the last of some fiber that had come with an ancient spinning wheel that I have sort of on the back burner to hopefully repair. There was some fiber on one of the bobbins, and it's just been sitting there for years, and I was like, why not just throw that in here too? So here we go. Sorry I'm sweating, friends. It's August 1st. It's warm around here. Okay, so last but not least, I've been continuing my spinning of the BFL fleece that I purchased and prepared myself. This is another single, and this will be the second one, and these will eventually get plied together. I'm really enjoying drop spinning. I thought, you know, I mean, all my friends are geeking out about support spindle spinning, and I just have not captured that skill yet. I don't know if I'm impatient or it's just one too many moving parts, but I've been having a little bit more trouble with that than I have with drop spindling. So I'm just gonna lean into the thing that I'm enjoying and keep trying on the other thing and wait to see if it starts to bring me as much joy. But meanwhile, good old Wax, she is a champion thrifter and she found drop spindles, $2 a piece. So I asked her to grab me a number of them and I'm now spinning some other stuff. And I was teaching Wax how to support spindle and she saw these and thought, well, if we take the hook off, and it would make a good support spindle too, which is true. But like I said, I've been enjoying drop spindling more, so here it is. So simple and effective. Here, I'll give you a little sneak peek, a little camera turn. Right there is the pile of washed wool I'm still messing with. And look, there's the zig. My faithful companion, one of them. My French bulldog's name is Ziggy Stardust, and he's a snorty delight. So that is all the Tour de Fleece spinning that I have been working on. The only oh wait, no, I lied. I finally got going on my planned. This is the first ply. Will be a 4-ply Hauser plied yarn for sock knitting is the plan. Although I'm getting a little nervous with only this much of it on the spindle that it's not gonna be long enough. But I'm gonna give it a try. Worst comes to worst, I will just get creative with a second colorway to complement this, but ply number 2 is, well, you can see it's right there. That is all of my Tour de Fleece spinning. While I was in San Diego, you know, we can blame our knits and Purls. I stopped into Apricot Yarns and bought myself something I have been dreaming of. You know, I'm supposed to be so good, but I was pretty good. I bought some Ilmani Sabri, which is a 85% organic cotton, 15% baby alpaca blend. And I plan to make a racerback tank top. It's a Jessie made pattern. I'll put the little picture and specs in. But it's sort of in the pattern it is a fade, and so I thought I would go for kind of a chill fade. We'll go cream into marl, and I think that'll be fun. I just couldn't pick a color is basically what it was. I couldn't decide, so then had to have two. But I'm really excited to get that on the needles. I haven't been knitting at all, and I'm sort of freaking out about it. But I have been crocheting a ton, so well, I showed it to you before, and I haven't done a ton with it since, because sometimes I get terrible decision fatigue. I showed you this when it was in belt form, and now this blanket, well, I assume it's going to eventually be a blanket that I'm crocheting. I've just been freehanding. Hang on, sorry, got a little tangled. Because I love this stitch pattern so much. It's a linen stitch. I realized after looking at it for a while that it's basically like one of those granny square blankets, but in miniature, just using single crochets and then a slip stitch and then a single crochet. So, but I used up this whole ball of yarn. Woo! And then I had to start deciding what to do next. And I had some ideas, but I I was having trouble, like I wasn't sure. It went so abruptly from these kind of jewel tones to this very pastel, and the yarn doesn't really pop. You know, it's got these fun speckles, and you can't see them in here as well. And I was trying some other stuff and trying. So now I've settled on this blue, pink, yellow for the time being. Where'd the pink go? There it is. But I'm not gonna, the pink isn't gonna make it much longer, so. And then the yellow is gonna get lighter and lighter. It turns into white. And the blue and the white are too close together, so that'll probably, I might use this, I've got this lemony yellow, which is great, and then the buttery yellow. I think once it goes to white, I'll probably switch it out again. But I have this as like the next color that will be in the series. And so that's the plan. This is just sort of fun, mindless. It doesn't have anyone planned, but you know, there's always somebody who can use it. And it could be a cat bed if nothing else. There's lots of kitties around here who like to lay on soft things. But the real showstopper, this is the final thing I can tell you about that I've been working on, is I am crocheting a dress, and it is so close, you guys. I'm getting so close. Look at this. I might actually get to wear it this summer. Oh, and again, the hook gets caught on stuff, and then what? This is the Maria dress by Tinderbox, Courtney A. Clark. And as you can see right now, it's a very short, but it will have pockets. I have pockets. I'm getting close. I'm playing a little bit of yarn chicken, it feels like. I have, well, there's this much more of the ball I'm working on. I have this one and one other one, and I swear somewhere in the house I have lost one of these. I was like carrying around two. I purchased 12 balls originally. This was gonna be the wool, that's a lie, it's not wool, cotton. The cotton silk nylon blend that I was going to use, here it's Valley Yarns Holly in the colorway Persimmon. And I love it so, and look at how it goes with my favorite turquoise color. I purchased it originally to be part of the test knit, and then I just couldn't get gauge with it, so I gave up on that and used something else. And then, you know, the test knit fell by the wayside anyway. And I have been plotting making this dress pretty much all year, so the time had come, and I'm getting really close, but I purchased 12 balls, and 10 of them came like prepackaged in a piece of in a plastic bag, and then I had 2 spares. And when I went to cast this on, I only had one. I had the one that I had been using for the swatching, and I don't know where the other one went. So that may be very frustrating if I can't figure out where it went, or it might not matter because it turns out that the dress is close to done anyway. The thing I was planning to do before, when I run out of the ball of yarn that I'm working with, this little nugget, there's supposed to be edging along this, which will help reinforce and support, I think, so that it doesn't stretch as much. So I'm going to do that edging next. You know, it's sort of like when you are making a sweater and you don't know how long the sleeves are going to be, and so you make the sleeves first, and then you can just use up all the rest of the yarn to make the body. That's what my plan is. I will do the edging on the arms and the armholes and the necklines, and then body, and then, you know, if the pockets end up being a different color, that'll be kind of fun, actually. That'd be a little peak of color, unless it shows through, in which case, I don't know, we'll figure it out. But hopefully I have enough yarn to finish, And if not, there will be an epic tearing apart of my house to find that last ball, because it's got to be somewhere. Yeah, so that's all the making that I did in July. It was really a wonderful time doing a little bit extra spinning. That's not usually my deal, the constant spinning. But, and a little bit of vacation souvenir yarn. I'm really pleased with how this crocheting is turning out, because I have not crocheted very many things. As always, I will put the details of the things that I know in the description box below, and if you are enjoying this stuff, give me a little thumbs up, a like, a subscribe, all that good kind of stuff. If you want to catch me on the internet, my deets are there also in the description box below. I have some fun things that I have planned for you, but I don't want to include them in today's video. So keep your eyes peeled for a fun sweater project. Here is the, hang on. Here's the beginnings of it. I was measuring my favorite sweatshirt. That's it. So far, so good. All right, my friends. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye.